Hello, friends, and welcome into the Cowboys Report. I am your host, Tom Denner. We're going to dive right into some news items here. As I'm sure you've heard, Anthony Brown, his season is over. Had surgery for a triceps injury. It's done. He is going to be placed on IR. That will open up a roster spot. We'll find out for who maybe in a little bit. But the Cowboys are now a little bit thinner in the secondary. Byron Jones, of course, continues to play well. Cheeto actually played pretty well. Jordan Lewis now remains your nickel corner. And this is, I'll say, the bright side, because I'm not happy about Anthony Brown's injury. I'm upset by it. He was a good depth for the Cowboys. Here's the flip side of it, though. This means the Cowboys have to keep Jordan free. So let me see that in the comment section. I want to see tons of it. Hashtag keep Jordan free. I saw what you were doing, Richard and Marinelli and Cowboys coaching staff. I saw you giving Anthony Brown more reps over Jordan Lewis this past week. Well, that's now not going to happen. So this injury kind of saving the Cowboys, I think, from themselves. Now with Anthony Brown down, I think you're going to see Dononvan Olumba be called up from the practice squad. Both he and DJ White are on that practice squad right now. And I don't really see the Cowboys just rolling with four cornerbacks. You can use CJ Goodwin if you want as a dime guy, but I'd want added depth there, especially with Jeff Heath still banged up. I think you see Olumba get the call here to the active roster for the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, Noah Brown, this is not a surprise, but it just come across the wire per ESPN. He's not going to play this year. His season is officially done. He recently underwent a second knee surgery. Remember, he's been on the PUP list for the Cowboys since training camp. That's the physically unable to perform list. Because of that knee, I didn't think he was going to come back, but now it's pretty much a done deal. So the 85 Hive will have to rest until next offseason. Let's dive in now to the Cowboys rumors. How about Dak Prescott for MVP? Well, gee, who's mentioned this weeks ago for the Cowboys? It's still 2 stars here. Dak Prescott 100% should be in the MVP conversation. But that does not mean that Dak Prescott is going to win the NFL MVP award. Because fair or not, wins and losses matter. If Dak Prescott and the Cowboys finish 10-6 or 9-7, even if Dak Prescott keeps up his fairly ridiculous pace, he may not win the award because someone like Russell Wilson or Lamar Jackson might end up winning it instead. Now, that's not fair, but that is the reality of the MVP race. But make no mistake, Dak Prescott so far this year has put up MVP caliber numbers and production. He has been, to borrow a phrase from Stephen Jones, he's been the straw that stirs the Cowboys' drink on offense. And my hope is what we saw against the Lions is the Cowboys coaching staff finally embracing that. Now, here are some NFL MVP odds out there. Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, they lead the way. Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, they're all either above or tied with Dak Prescott. I'll be kind of honest. Rodgers, and because Mahomes has missed time, are kind of living on the name brand involved there. It should be Lamar Jackson, Wilson, Dak Prescott. And I'd actually throw in Deshaun Watson. Mahomes is great, but he's been banged up this year. Frankly, Rodgers hasn't quite been the prime Aaron Rodgers. Makes sense, he is getting older. So grade Dak Prescott so far this season. A, B, C, D, or F. What grade are you going to hand out? You got to give him an A, right? I mean, that's not saying Dak Prescott is perfect. No quarterback is. Hopefully I've gotten that point home that all quarterbacks miss throws. That's the nature of playing the position. But I've been very impressed by Dak Prescott. The haters and losers of Prescott have had been a little bit quiet lately because he's really silenced any concerns overall. All right, this is where I get mad. All right, Rob Gronkowski. Maybe you saw it on Fox. If you follow me on Twitter, I felt the need to put that out and try to, delay concern or hope there about Gronkowski going to the Cowboys. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. It's fake news. It's just not going to go down. Like, Gronk was teasing this announcement, Tuesday morning, find out what I have planned. You never know. And then he just announces, there's a Super Bowl party in Miami called Gronk Beach, which is like some weird music festival hybrid Super Bowl watch party. Everyone who is aware of how things work knew that Gronk was not going to announce he was coming back. Now, he did mention playing for the Cowboys last week on Fox, but if you watch that video, it's kind of obvious Gronk was kind of laughing. and wasn't taking it seriously. Of course, Gronk, ever the salesman, knows I can keep teasing announcements and get people to pay attention to my product or my sponsorship or my plan or whatever. So that's why he says, I wouldn't say I'm never coming back. He is only 30. And by the way, folks, I do think there's a chance Gronk comes back. But it's not going to be with the Dallas Cowboys. It's going to be with the Patriots, who I'll remind everybody still have his contract rights. That's how retirement works. That's with the whole Jason Witten thing as well. So it's a fun idea, but, don't get your hopes up here for Rob Gronkowski coming back to the Cowboys. Hopefully that's kind of the mindset you guys have as well, but it's fake news. I'm sorry, folks. It just wasn't going to happen. Now, something that could happen is getting yourself an awesome Cowboys gear deal. Head over to chatsports.com/Cowboys. All of the links are there for you guys. Cowboys gear up to 40% off. They start as low as $8. All kinds of gear. I'm talking shirts, t-shirts, cups as well. Everything you guys could want. Chatsports.com/Cowboys takes you there. Here's one of the best deals for you. How about this Cowboys hoodie? It's chatsports.com/gift6. Different design. I like the two-toneness of that Cowboys hoodie. It's getting cold now. It's Christmas time. It's December. Go get a Cowboys hoodie. It's chatsports.com/gift6. I'll make sure that link is in the description for you guys. It's a perfect gift for yourself or a loved one here in the holiday season. All right, Marvin Lewis to the Cowboys. Fake news for what the hell are you thinking putting this as an idea out there? I'm looking at you, fan-sided, for your flipping awful ideas as I try really hard not to swear right now. Fan-sided listed the Cowboys as a landing spot for Lewis, and here was the best part of the entire article. They claim, and I quote, Lewis automatically carries more credibility than Jason Garrett ever has. How? What? Why? How does Lewis have more credibility than Garrett? That doesn't make any sense. Here's their side-by-side comparisons here for Marvin Lewis, Jason Garrett. The winning percentage, a little bit better for Jason Garrett. The playoff success, better for Jason Garrett. Years going 8-8, about the same. Because in reality, Marvin Lewis is an 8-8 coach. Jason Garrett is a 9-7 coach. That's who they are. The claim that Lewis carries more credibility, how and why does that make any sense? If you fire Jason Garrett, it's because he hasn't gotten you where you want to go in the postseason. So why the hell would you hire a guy who's proven he can't do it? You are downgrading at coach and just getting a lesser version of the guy you already have. I see no reason to even consider Marvin Lewis if you're a team like the Dallas Cowboys. It's a horrible idea. That's why it's fake news. I will not allow this to be spoken into existence. It's a trash idea. It's horrible. I would much rather keep Jason Garrett because he's better than Marvin Lewis. Now, I'm not saying you keep Garrett no matter what. You guys know me. I'm open and have called frequently for the Cowboys to replace Garrett. So who do you guys want as the Cowboys' next head coach? We led this off with Marvin Lewis. I am dangerously terrified of what the answers are going to be in the comments section. All right, Amari Cooper, Collins. Let's talk injuries once again here. Are those two going to be okay with the Patriots coming up this week? I'm going to give it 3 stars. I feel fine about Amari Cooper. Collins, though, is the one who gives me a little bit of pause on this front. Now, as I'm sure you have heard and seen and everything else in there, Jerry Jones did say he thinks Collins and Cooper will play. It's also Jerry. He's not a doctor. You can't always take what he says as gospel. Collins right now dealing with a knee injury. As a betting man, I don't think you see them practice much Wednesday, Thursday. We'll see about Friday. It is a similar injury to that MCL sprain he had earlier this year. Cooper, meanwhile, has been battling injuries all year. I think he finds a way to play through the injury, but maybe he's going to be a little bit limited, and they'll take things easy during practice as well. Now, the O-line depth chart right now, if you can't have Collins, it's probably going to be Cam Fleming. He's the one who came in for Collins, and, well, he kind of looked like Cam Fleming. To be fair, it is tough to bring in anybody who hadn't really practiced that much overall because Collins and Smith were able to go decently last week, and still throw them into the game, into a live game scenario after having I'm going to be the backup mindset. Ooh, now I'm the starter. It's kind of weird there. You already have Connor out right now. Hopefully you can get La'el Collins back after missing the end of that last game. So which injury worries you guys the most? Type AC for Amari Cooper, LC for La'el Collins. I'm actually going to go with LC. Amari Cooper, I think, has more value to this offense, but I am not as concerned that Cooper is going to miss time. Collins, meanwhile, that's the one I'm going to be watching throughout the weekend practice to see, hey, is he able to help out a little bit? Can he just be limited on Friday? Maybe that's enough for him to go on Sunday. All right, more offensive talk here. How about Tony Pollard? Has the time come to fully free him? I'm going to give him 3 stars. Now, it's not 4, and I'll explain why here. But I am on board in terms of using Tony Pollard. They finally got him involved fully against the Detroit Lions. And the thing that I like the most, you saw Zeke Elliott and Tony Pollard involved on the field at the same time for the Detroit Lions. That was a very big deal for the Cowboys. I like that a lot for Dallas. Now, you don't need to bench Zeke Elliott. All right, I'm not calling for that. But the Cowboys can and should continue to use Tony Pollard on offense. They got involved in the passing game. 2 of these were those touch pass plays, one of which went for a touchdown, with Zeke on the field basically being a lead blocker. It's creative and it worked, and I liked it in the end there. The reason it's not 4, though, is because you don't need to bench Zeke. And I consider freeing a player really giving them the bulk of the snaps, i.e. Blake Jarwin, i.e. Jordan Lewis. I'm not there yet with Tony Pollard. But they do need to get him on the field. And there is, the whole correlation causation thing here. But when Tony Pollard plays double-digit snaps, the Cowboys win. 22 against the Giants, 16 against the Redskins, 23 against the Miami Dolphins. Then he disappeared, came back for the Eagles and Giants, 19-13, 13 for the Lions. And then the losses here. The loss usage, the Saints, the Packers, the Jets, and then, you know what? You can throw in the Vikings there as well. It hasn't been used for the Cowboys and Tony Pollard. Get him on the field. You'll have success there. Make him a part of your game plan, not just the backup who comes in when the game is out of hand. All right, the last rumor here for the Cowboys. Pay Dak 4 stars. We'll end the way we started this little rumors cut here for you guys. You pay Dak Prescott. Now, that's a lot easier said than done, right? And if the Cowboys and Dak really wanted to get a deal done, it would have already happened. And this comes all the way from Troy Aikman, who many of you claimed, see, Aikman hates Dak Prescott last year, and now Aikman is on board paying Dak Prescott. Crazy how things change, right? The concerns about paying Dak Prescott, I think, are dwindling. He's proven he can lead the offense. He's been fantastic this year. He has put up an MVP caliber season. The issue becomes, well, what do you actually pay Dak Prescott? He's going to get more than Jared Goff and Carson Wentz, and he's outplayed both. Heck, let's put this in perspective, by the way. The Cowboys are leaning on Dak Prescott to throw the football and win games. The Rams and Jared Goff, Sean McVay is afraid of letting his quarterback throw. Look at the Bears-Rams game. They did not let Goff throw it. That's how worried they were about him. That is not the problem you have with the Cowboys. It just comes down to, is it $36 million? Is it $35, $34, or maybe it's $33.5? So you do have options here for the Cowboys. You could pay him or tag him. I get the contract done, though. The tag is already going to be around $33 million. Give him the 34, the 35. At that point, you're really not that different in terms of the per-year money. And the alternative is you risk a Kirk Cousins type scenario. You've got a quarterback who is playing at a top 5 level. Maybe just pay the guy and worry about building the rest of your team once you've got a good quarterback in place. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.